if you're listening to this episode, you paid for it. It automatically gets charged to your credit card if you're listening to it on any of the places you find podcasts. It's this new thing. It's Patreon has outsourced. So you're being charged $14.99 a month right now, and we're going to be giving you the best content that is possible to give between three guys that think independently. This is not your mommy and daddy's podcast. We go out of our way to do the research. We get the people you want to listen to, and we give you the fantasies that you can only hear on Fantasy Podcast.
Welcome to the Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by telling each other their deepest and darkest fantasies. Here we go.
What's up with your ass?
Man, not much. What you sucking on there?
I got a Ricola.
Oh, my man.
Can you hear clattering around?
Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, is that apothecary place still open on Lincoln?
Mm-hmm.
Mertz? Yeah, I bet you can get some freaky ass shit there.
You can. I got perfume there recently.
Oh, really? You still on the perfumes and colognes?
Yeah, every once in a while.
You're a aromatherapy guy, right?
Yeah, big time.
You think that stuff can change lives?
I mean, it does. It changes the way, even if it's psychosomatic, it's still effective. I think if you put a little peppermint on your inside your wrist, you're gonna be a little more sexually receptive.
Is that a fact?
If you put a little, to me, it's a fact.
Yeah, I guess it's your own perception of reality, but that's what counts.
I mean, I get defensive about it, but if that's my reality, if it works for me, then what do I care?
Right. And for all you know, I'm not even, like, you're only your reality and what you perceive is your truth. I might not even exist. Other people might not even exist. Anybody who's criticizing you for putting peppermint oil on your nutsack, they might not even exist either. So why hold yourself back?
A lot of these people, they don't even know me. You know what I mean? They try to talk God to me. They try to talk church to me and stuff, and it's just like, don't do that to me.
Yeah, keep that poison inside yourself. Don't vomit up your poison to make you feel better. So I get sick.
Don't talk God to me on the train.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Don't tell me what Jesus would or would not do.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff on the train, are you your improv troupe? Do you guys have a show coming up? Your pop-up improv troupe?
Yeah, we have a show coming up. We have a couple. We're doing a small Midwest tour of different clubs and stuff. We're gonna be at Laughs.
That's spelled LAFFS.
Yeah, Friday, 7 p.m. Let me get the dates out. Hold on a second. I'm glad you brought it up.
Well, while you're looking at that, I'm just going to let people know. So Mike is in an improv troupe. It's like a pop-up thing. So like it'll be like rush hour on public transportation, like coming to and from downtown. And it'll be like packed to, shoulder to shoulder. And they'll be like, all right, everybody, thank you so much for riding public transportation. We are going to give you an improv show. And then they just start riffing on, just like funny stuff, making people laugh after a hard day of work.
Yeah, every time we do that to promote the live shows. I have a live show coming up, the 14th, 7 p.m. at Laughs in Chicago's North Side. Our thing is that we always wear dress shirts tucked into khaki pants with like a brown belt, brown shoes.
Yeah.
Dress up a little bit, try to keep it professional, and we just try to make people cheer up, laugh, do improv.
Yeah, it started like that because a lot of you guys worked at Best Buy, so you just come right after work in your same Best Buy clothes, take off your name tag, and just start doing improv.
Yeah, we get mixed results a lot of the time. Sometimes people don't like it. Sometimes people on the subway, they feel like we're imposing on them, feel trapped. And we say at the beginning of it, if you guys want us to stop, you just give us the sign, and the sign is the timeout sign. And it's happened a few times, but mostly people have been receptive and respectful. A lot of these people, they're just have their noses buried in their cell phones looking at either like TikTok or whatever like news outlet suits their political ideology. I mean, the way it is now, it's like everything, there's so much data out there in people that the algorithm can just feed you back exactly what you want to see and hear. And the scrolling mechanisms of a lot of these apps that keep people hooked. It's like you get your dopamine rush repeatedly over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you hooked in, keeps you blinded out. And I think a lot of the improv we do is to kind of enlighten people a little bit about politics, maybe knock people out of their algorithm a little bit so that they pump the brakes and really think about what they're saying and doing.
It's pretty conservative, right?
Well, what is conservative? I don't really like getting into politics and stuff like that in this podcast. I usually reserve that for my comedy and improv stuff. I like to keep it more occupy the realms of fantasies here, which have no ties to politics, have no ties to the rat race bullshit we live in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. You're not going to talk about your conservative political improv troupe pop-up shows on the metro or on the train, you know? You know what I was just thinking about is...
No, what?
What if you could pipe into people's phones, like, and just hear me out on this. You know how like in movies or in old time TV shows they would like somebody would take over the airwaves, like a supervillain would take over the airwaves, you know, and their message would be on every single TV, and people would be like standing around a TV store, like watching something happen because it'd be on every channel. Imagine if you could walk into a train and just take over everybody's phone. You know,
I would love that.
And they're like, do not try to close out of this app because you can't. You know, don't turn off your phone because it has been disabled.
That would be a really cool invention. It'd be very expensive to do. I imagine if you had the power to do that, it would be priceless.
Yeah. Immediately have everybody's attention. You could feed them any kind of information you want. And because it's coming from their phone, they would believe it.
You can be like, whoa. I know what you're thinking. What does this guy have to say? Just give me 5 minutes of your time, and I will make you laugh.
Yeah. And then you could hit every single train all at once, multiple cities around the United States with your improv comedy. It really change the world. Really make a lot of people laugh, feel good.
Yeah, that sounds cool. What would you do if you had the power to do that?
First of all, I would start out with something like disarm people. You know, like don't be afraid, don't be alarmed. This is just me one person talking to another person.
Everyone. It's happening on everyone's phone, so it's like echoing throughout the subway, train car. Everyone's like looking at each other, like, "Are you seeing this? What? Huh?
Yeah,
huh?
Exactly." And so I'm being, disarming. I tell a joke, and I'm like, "Huh, this is crazy. I know this is totally weird. Like, I never thought I'd be on your phone. This is so wild. So maybe I should have just slid into your DMs." I'm just kidding, but seriously though, all the water in the city of Chicago has been poisoned with E. coli bacteria. If you eat it, you're going to shit your pants for God knows how long, and you might die. The only way to reverse this is to freeze your water and then form it into a shape of a spear and stab somebody with it, or at least injure somebody very badly. And
crime.
Yeah, and the combination of somebody else's blood and like the cold somehow kills the bacteria, so it makes all the water potable and drinkable. And don't even think about trying to get like bottled water because all that shit is fucked up too. So I just have a bunch of people slaughtering each other in the streets.
Yeah.
I'd kick off the water wars a little bit earlier than people thought.
Kind of like modern day Charles Manson.
Yeah, all because I had the power to pipe right into people's phones.
Well, I like that. It's
a fantasy.
Hot.
It's a fantasy. We talk about fantasies on the show. My fantasy is to have mass bloodshed simply by the force of my own ability to spin a tale.
Yeah, see people completely panicked, powerless, scared.
and resorting to just their most base instinct, which is to kill and fuck their way through into survival. At the end of it, would basically cull the herd of society to the end. Whoever's left over, it will be the most hydrated, well proportioned, strongest or smartest people on Earth.
Yeah, probably a good balance between strong and smart.
Mm-hmm.
Master race, kind of, in a way.
I mean, I try to avoid thinking about it like that, but it definitely kill a lot of people.
Yeah. Food for thought. I take it in a different direction. I'd be like, I've taken, do not attempt to adjust your phones. I'm laughing.
Yeah.
This is all part of the plan. Being cute. Like, I think it's cute. I'm not taking one of the few things that all of these miserable people rely on to disassociate absolutely every minute of their lives, because the world's going to hell in a handbasket. They've completely surrendered all agency to a bunch of dumbasses who want to basically kill and bury them and basically grind their bones up into a fine powder to inject mainline so that they can live forever.
Mm-hmm.
People have realized that, so they use their phones to disassociate and stuff endlessly. Absolutely everybody does it. It's talk about a plague.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm being really cheeky about it, knowing it makes people that are entirely on edge on the way home so much angrier. Don't try to adjust your computers. This is all part of the program. It's just an unflattering close up of my face with like a lens that just makes me look like shit. My face is all red. I look like a little nerd, like a sweaty little room. Everyone's just like disgusted by me, and I'm like, this message goes out to Allison. Allison, clicking on the lens. Yeah, I know you're there. I got one thing to say to you, Allison. I love you. And then you see someone in the train car is like, oh my God, that's me. He loves me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to find me, you have to meet me where I told you I'd meet you 5 years from now if we never found true love. And you see like this one, you see everyone on the train is like, oh my God, that's Allison. She's standing up.
Mm-hmm.
And she runs out of the train, and everyone's following her, and it's just like really romantic. Everyone is like there's all this footage videotaping her.
Yeah.
That's Allison. Do you see her? She's running in the streets, and she's like, I'm in love with Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she meets me at the top of the Sears Tower.
Uh-huh.
And I'm there, and I'm dressed like I overdid it with my outfit.
Yeah.
Because of all the attention I was going to get. I'm dressed like Machine Gun Kelly at a concert. It's just like a weird kind of like pinkish but sparkly, fuzzy like suit, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy wearing?
What do they have? Those tails that come off of the coat? I forget what they're called.
I don't even know what those are, but I know what you're talking about. And yeah, but it's all pink, and I'm wearing like biker shorts that have a bunch of tattoos all over my legs, and I have like a beard, thick glasses, backwards baseball cap, and I have a shirt that says NFTs on it or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
really
something
current and hip.
Yeah, like a nightmare person jumped out of the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if the guys from Weird Science hooked up to the internet now, and they're like, make the most annoying person on the internet. This would be what I would look like.
Yeah.
And Allison runs up to me. She's wearing like normal clothes. We hug and kiss right there, and we're twirling around. Also, I'm bald, but yeah, I just look like myself, but I'm wearing dumb glasses.
Yeah.
I don't have wear glasses.
Like what kind of dumb glasses?
Just like thick, I don't know, like thick, the bald guys with beards, they get like thick glass, like a nerd look.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think of like, remember when people have like emo glasses now that are just called normal glasses now.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
I'm thinking of just like a whatever. Okay, and that's the end of it. And we meet and everyone is cheering, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd like that a lot because there could be a bunch of Allisons that would end up meeting you somewhere because there's so many people named Allison, and you're broadcasting it in all these phones. I think it'd be interesting if like 4 or 5 different Allisons showed up.
Oh God.
But I guess they wouldn't really know where you guys plan to meet. But it's a beautiful story.
A lot of Allison's, their heart would skip a beat.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's not for me.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me of like that's like something that would happen in like a Tom Hanks Meg Ryan movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Mm-hmm. I want to amend mine, bringing it back to like a sexual tip. I feel like I got really unnecessarily violent on mine last one.
I've done that in the past before. I usually regret it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. You don't.
Doesn't feel
you
good.
Fantasize about. You're left with an empty feeling.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I have everybody's phone on the train, and I say, I've got like a black. It's like it looks like a hazmat outfit, but you can't see my face. And I'm like, attention, there is a bomb on the train. There is a bomb on the train. Mm-hmm. The only way that you can defuse the bomb is I've attached a diffusing mechanism to one guy's dick on the train, and if you can get him off, the bomb will be diffused. You know?
Yeah.
So, and then you just leave the whole rest of the train. Everybody's like trying to find the guy who's got the diffusing device, so they're just trying to get everybody off. All these guys off, you know, on the train.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it just becomes like this negotiation between the people on the train of like who's the guy that's going to get off? Are they just going to get all the guys off? Do they have to make a, you know, like a Sophie's Choice of like, you know, which just based on knowing nothing about these guys, just in a snap decision, who you're going to get off, or else everybody else dies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be quick on your feet too.
Yeah.
Some people are very particular about how to get off. Some people are more, they want to take it slow.
Right.
You know?
Right. So like you could have like somebody, one train, somebody takes charge, like some guy stands up and is like, all right, the only way this bomb is going to go off by the time this train hits Howard Station. So we got like, I would say 10 minutes. All men stand up and drop your pants, and I'm going to go and I'm going to need help from everybody here. You know, this is like a Keanu Reeves type character.
Yeah.
You know, guy.
Meanwhile, he's masturbating. He's like, I got myself. I'll take care of myself.
Yeah. And he's jacking off, but he's having
Leader
everybody
role.
else, right? He's like, you businesswoman, you got to jack this guy off. Can you jack off two guys at the same time? And she's like, yeah, I think I can. He's like, great.
She's like, no, but I'll try. He's like, that'll work.
Yeah, exactly. And one guy who's jacking off two other guys is starting to cry and break down. He's like, listen, get it together. I know you can do this. Mm-hmm. This is your time to step up. You got to power through.
Look me in the eyes.
Yeah. He's like, we're gonna get through this together. And he starts like helping him.
Yeah.
Jack these guys
That's
off.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a leader.
Yeah, it's a leader. And then in another train, you'd have, you know, like a bunch of people would get together and they would be like, we have to be democratic about this. We have to think this through. Who here is most likely to have a disarming device implanted in their dick without them realizing it? And so they you know, overanalyze it, but it's really a commentary on society and like, are they profiling? Are they being racist? Are they assuming that, you know, there's a guy with a you know, who's darker skinned, who looks like he might be Muslim? Are they just gonna immediately try to get him off, jack him off, or suck his dick? Or
they
let him
might
fuck,
say,
you know?
yeah, go on.
So,
I keep
no,
go for it.
You know, so it just becomes like you know, like a culmination of strangers commenting on societies, how we interact with each other, because we're forced to pick one or two guys to suck off or jack off or let them fuck us.
Yeah, there's only so there's like it comes down to a couple guys left. They're like, we only have 5 minutes left, and
they have to just stereotype, and that's like the
like
commentary.
A white guy, a Muslim guy, and a let me see.
He's like, oh, what? You know, the white guy's like, why are you picking me? Because I'm white. We got all these, you know, reverse racism up in here, blah blah blah. And then somebody's like, shut up and sit down. You're privileged. You don't get to get off. Things like that.
But you hear his story.
Yeah.
You hear his story a little bit. You know what I mean? He works at Best Buy or something like that.
Yeah, it's like Crash.
I love Crash.
Amazing movie. I want to look up who's actually in that movie.
Hold on. Terrence Howard is in it.
Isn't Ludacris?
I want to say Ashley Judd is in it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Hold on. Who's the... I want to say Matt Dillon is the cop.
Okay.
Is Halle Berry in it?
We've got Sandra Bullock, Don Cheadle, Matt Dillon, Jennifer Esposito, Brendan Fraser, Terrence Howard, Ludacris, Ryan Philippe, and Lorenz Tate.
Don Cheadle.
I know.
Hold on. Take it from the top one more time.
Bullock, Cheadle, Matt Dillon, Jennifer Esposito, Brendan Fraser, Terrence Howard, Ludacris, Than Dewey Newton, Ryan Philippe, and Lorenz Tate.
This is like a movie that could have only been made after American Beauty.
Yes, absolutely. American Beauty really set the stage for a lot of these just sappy dog shit movies.
Pretentious.
Yeah.
American Beauty. What year do you think American Beauty was?
97.
99.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's what it says. And Crash is... Crash is... Like
2005, yeah. I won a fucking Academy Award. Jesus. I think that was the moment I completely stopped paying attention to any kind of movie awards when this thing won.
Yeah. What really broke me was Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
Then they were throwing the artists in our faces. That was really... I was really like, what? What did...
Oh, like Pollock and...
No, The Artist. Remember The Artist?
Oh.
It was like a silent movie.
Oh, God.
You don't even remember this.
No, that's how bad I checked out.
Look at 2011. Oh, my God. James Cromwell was in it. James Cromwell super glued himself to a Starbucks counter.
Oh, that's right.
In protesting the overcharge of soy milk.
That's a real...
At Starbucks. He believes there should be no charge.
That's a real ass dude right there.
Yeah, wow. Usually putting his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
Penelope Ann Miller, I just saw her in a movie. She's also in The Artist. She's someone who I wouldn't be able to pick out in a lineup of ever. I'm looking at pictures of her face right now, and I can't. It doesn't register in any way. It's so weird.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about? I can't see her fucking face.
No.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, she just... Like, if you saw her... Like, okay, so I'm looking at a picture of her. She's dressed to the nines. Clearly, like, very expensive clothing. Standing in front of a... like one of those backdrops that they have at, like, red carpet events. Mm-hmm. And I would not know... Not only would I not know who she is, I would not have any... I couldn't even guess that she was an actress, a politician. You know what I mean? Just have, like, no
weird
understanding of, like, what her role is and why she's there. It's very
she's
bizarre.
the most, like, balanced face.
Yeah.
That it turns into smoke and disappears.
It looks very vacant, too. It's like you can just stare right through her. I guess she was married to Will Arnett for a while. Damn, that dude motherfucker's been divorced a shitload of times.
What? They were married?
Yeah, he was married to Penelope Ann Miller for 2 years, and then he was married to Amy Poehler for, wow, that was his longest, like 13 years.
Who's he married to now?
He's not married to anybody, but he's dating Alessandra Braun.
Whoa. Who's that?
Oh, she's also the mother of his child.
Huh.
She's, Alessandra, 34, works in marketing and PR in New York City and was once labeled one of the hottest socialites of 2017.
Holy macaroni. Wow.
Probably just a rich kid,
What do you mean?
Just,
What do you mean just? I mean, it's not enough.
Yeah, I'm not seeing, based on this thing that I'm reading, I'm not seeing any, maybe she's like the Michael Jordan of PR and marketing. That's possible. Maybe she's like contributing in that way.
I had an idea for an invention that I forgot about.
Yeah.
You know how when you order something from Amazon, you can see how many more deliveries they have before it shows up to your place?
Yeah.
I want there to be a bonus feature where if you pay extra, you press a button and you can electroshock the Amazon delivery person so that they deliver your package quicker. And so you can keep buzzing them. And it gives them a shock, like an electric shock throughout their body that hurts them. It hurts them all over their body. And that way they know to like hurry up with your package. I think that would be really cool.
Do you have to pay for it?
Yeah, you pay just like $20 a year. It's really low. It's really low, so you can really so it's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
And then you can also pay more. You can pay another fee that lets you. It's like a bonus. It's only $3 more. It's only $1 more, and it allows you to bring that person to sexual completion as well. It allows 3 minutes where they're sexually pleasured.
Oh, that's
so
good.
It gives you a carrot and the stick to get you your package better. It gamifies it.
I really like that idea.
It would be cool if you could also like look at them from your window, and as they're walking to your apartment, you guys are walking down the street, you can like electrocute them and make them come. So they're like writhing around on the floor and stuff like that.
Yeah, some people might be into that, you know.
I think it'd be cool.
Check out this idea. Same general idea, except you can, and this costs a lot of money because you have to pay for like everybody's package that orders something that day. You press a button and you detonate the delivery driver. And
you just like kill him?
Like you blow him up. Like you blow him up with like everything in it. So like, but what you have to do really cool. Is it's kind of rolling the dice, because then you have to refund everybody for whatever products that they were being delivered. You know what I mean?
I am so sick of seeing these guys up and down my street, parking their cars, running around these little outfits, delivering these packages. It pisses me off.
It makes you so angry. Yeah.
I wish these people would just get off their fucking asses, get some goddamn exercise, go to the fucking corner store. Go to this corner store. I see these people. I've seen this store change hands 10 times already. I've been living here 2 years. This rancid hellhole I live in with my wife and daughter. Fucking mice crawling all over my fucking baby while she's sleeping. Roaches every day. My baby's picking up dead mice and smashing them against the wall. I'm sick of this fucking stupid ass country, man. These lazy ass fucking people ordering all this goddamn bullshit, ordering fucking toilet paper to the fucking apartment complex we live in.
To wipe their dirty asses.
Fucking take a shower, you fucking sick bums. You all make me sick.
Watching all these delivery drivers running around just makes you you just want to get them off, and then you want to electrocute them, and then you feel so bad for them.
Picture me looking out the window with the cell phone in my hand, pointing it at different driver. Zap, 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 zap. Seeing them squirming on the ground, screaming, tearing at their faces, coming and being electrocuted at the same time.
That's power.
Making me feel like I'm Machine Gun Kelly on stage, controlling people's emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, all that guy, I haven't even seen any of his stuff or heard any of his songs. All I did is see him on an episode of Catfish. But man, that guy he has you eaten out of the palm of his hand. I was hooked.
He's got it.
Yeah.
He sings, he dances, he does it all.
He dances, really?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't dance. He expresses himself through the way he moves to the music.
Yeah,
it's released for you. Witnessing that freedom inspires you to feel free.
Yeah. Pop quiz. You see, you walk into Target and you see Machine Gun Kelly there. He's shopping because he's just like one of us. everyday person. You're standing in line and you've got like 2 minutes to talk to a 2 minutes captive audience, Machine Gun Kelly, to pitch him on something. What do you pitch him? Anything. It could be something, it could be a business venture. It could be something creative, just, but you're trying to say, Machine Gun Kelly, I think you'd be perfect for blank.
Man, that's tough. I really want to. Such a huge opportunity. I don't want to blow it. I'd probably try to. I think I know what I'd do.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would try to pitch, realistic, toy guns at him.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, I'd be like, let me ear hustle you, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'd say something like that. I think I've heard someone say that before.
Yeah.
Say, what's up? Let me ear hustle you. What's up, man? I hear you're from the street and stuff like that. Damn, don't you hate gun violence, dude? Wouldn't it be funny if we had more toy guns instead of real guns?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm prophesizing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now I see your eyes going all around the room. Look right here. Look right here. I'm tapping the side of his temples. You know what I mean? That pisses him off so much. He's trying not to just me right in my face.
But he really needs to buy those batteries from Target, so he can't leave.
He does. For some reason, he's powerless in this scenario, and I'm taking advantage of that. And I'm like, all right, picture it this way. You have a history with gun violence. Look, according to the documentary, you were sitting in your car in Cleveland, Ohio. Someone came up to you and pointed a gun in your face. What if instead of a real gun, that was a toy gun? It's like, what do you mean? You want to take guns out of people's hands and give them toy guns? And I'm like, now you're thinking, dummy. I'm smacking the side of his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really taking advantage of the situation. Now you get dumbass.
You also have somebody filming it, so he can't while out and beat your ass.
His face is beet red. So angry, shaking with anger. And I just see the coldest. I see him go to absolute zero. The man will literally murder me with his bare hands at this point.
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Okay, and I say, yeah, here's the idea. People exchange their real guns for toy guns. Would you be into that, dude? And I'm videotaping, and I have the camera straight up in his face. And I'm like, hey, everyone, we're going live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm putting him on the spot. No matter what he says, whether he agrees this is the dumbest idea ever, and whether he says no, it means he wants people to die. So I put him in this situation that just sprinkles a little bit of dirt on his reputation.
Yeah.
And a person like me, that's all I could hope for. A lowly worm like me.
Yeah, that you that you making what would you call him, a C-list celebrity? D-list?
He's up there. We're just out of touch.
Oh, gotcha.
He's sells out arenas and shit, I think. I don't know. That's what it seems like.
But if you can
I only watched half the documentary, so
oh, gotcha.
I'm chipping away at it.
If you can make a guy like that uncomfortable for 2 minutes, then that's probably the best thing you'll ever do in your life.
I just want to be seen for just a little bit by a famous person.
Yeah. I would pitch him on a line of power tools, and I'd be like, a lot of these clowns out here aren't on your level. They're doing fashion. They're doing, record label stuff. They're doing, different weed strains, NFTs, things like that. You need to do something that people can actually use. So when a guy goes to, put up shingles on his house, and he pulls out that Machine Gun Kelly rivet saw, he can think about how a guy like you helped him out, and you can, we'll give you complete control over the quality. You make the decisions. It doesn't go to market unless you give it the okay. This is something that Mark Wahlberg would do if he had more vision and was more creative. But we're giving this project to you. You can make them look however you want. And just think about that. America's working class walking around here, building the infrastructure of America with Machine Gun Kelly brand power tools. They work really well.
That's cool.
Beautiful.
And can design them and stuff. I think he'd really thrive on that, pink graffiti on it and stuff like
exactly.
that.
Exactly. Like when you press the button, they go, woo, and they light up.
Yeah.
Like not in like a power tool way, but in like a comical, like kazoo kind of way. It's like.
I have like weird slogans on it that are like, "Last night I dreamed my suicide. It was you and me."
Yeah, shit that'll
Stuff
make
like that.
Poetry. That'll make people
poetry.
think. Yeah.
That would
So
be cool.
I think I think he'd be really interested in that. And if you didn't like it, he would be like, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you're a fan. And I'm like, hold on. I saw you on Catfish once. I wouldn't call myself a fan. I'm just a guy out here trying to make some money.
So you sell him the pitch, and then you kind of knock him down a peg once he agrees to it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if you don't do something like this and really take your shit to the next level, Kelly, I got to be honest with you, you're just gonna fall into the mud of all these other mediocre rappers, Riff Raff, Chameleonaire. These guys that.
And that's
just
if you don't
make it.
OD in the next couple of years.
Oh, is he off them pills?
He dabbles.
He's probably all fented up. All those Ohio guys. Speaking of which, did you know the reason why John couldn't make it tonight is he was going to a Kimya Dawson concert?
What is that?
She's a singer-songwriter that did the music for Juno.
Oh, it's like ukulele music or something? It's
Basically,
like cutie pie stuff?
Yeah. Real sweetie pie stuff with a little bit of edge to it,
That's cool.
Yeah, so he's he's probably sitting on the floor right now of a show where everybody else is sitting on the floor. And he was telling me that he was getting really impatient on the phone. I was like, if you gotta go, you gotta go. So he's like, no, I'm just trying to. My favorite sweater it's just not completely dry, so I'm gonna have to wear it wet. He's like, it's kind of chill. There's a little bit of a chill in the air tonight, so I want to make sure I'm nice and cozy and warm at the show.
Yeah.
And you were on FaceTime. He showed me he's like wrapped up in this like really big sweater.
So he's getting tweed,
yeah.
Tweed out.
Yeah. What do you think about tweed stuff, Mike?
I forgot about it entirely. I think if just a disclaimer, John, I trust his judgment. I think he's a great guy, and if he's into this sort of stuff, that's what he's into. Twee stuff. It's cute. It's harmless. It's on the surface sexless, but everyone knows it has a twee person usually has an extremely dark side about them. They're usually compensating for extremely dark sexual stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're being cute to stop themselves to save the rest of us, because if they were really showing us who they really were, they'd be like the Joker.
Yeah. They'd be like Leto's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
the only one. As far as I'm concerned. Can I
tweet to me means like it's cute, and it's just means like it's sexless.
Yeah. All right, let me throw this.
Or sexually non-threatening.
Yeah.
Cute, wholesome, but kind of like dirt. Maybe it's kind of trashy, thrift story, dirty, and
but not out of necessity. Like it's not dirty because they can't afford
it's like
better stuff.
It's like a continuation of like Slacker stuff, but it's turned demented and like more sexless.
Yeah. Okay, so you're walking down the street. You have your daughter in a stroller.
Mm-hmm.
You go past a thrift store, and a twee guy walks out, and he's on his phone, and he bumps into your daughter, and he spills. It's not hot, but coffee on her, and then he's like. He just keeps walking, and he literally he's on his phone. He just like walks through the stroller, knocks it over. What do you do to that guy?
Well, I'm trying to wrap my head around what a contemporary twee guy is, and I think they're I don't. Let me see. Who
I'm
are
picturing a knit cap in the summer that's on the top of the head. I'm picturing just basically like fall clothes in the summer. Facial hair, kind of longer hair, a scarf on, like sporadic cute tattoos.
I would.
A novel in their back pocket, a paperback novel in their back pocket.
This is just. I don't think these people exist anymore.
Oh, maybe they don't.
I don't think they do, Nathan. I'm not trying to blow this up. But what would I do if anyone did that to me? I would.
Let's say this. Somebody.
Honestly, I would do nothing. I would take it, but I would never forget it, and it would while I'm doing it would be one of those things that commonly comes up to me when I'm doing the dishes or doing something I don't want to do, and I'm just haunted by this interaction for the rest of my life. Yeah.
That's pretty bleak. There's really nothing you can do about it. It's one of those things where, like, by the time you get, you're making sure your daughter's okay, you're making sure the coffee wasn't hot. By the time all that's done, the guy's already gone. He's ridden away on his bike.
You know what I would do? Yeah, I would stop. I do what I've seen like other people do around me for things I've done is I aggressively ask the women around me if they're okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You're okay. You're okay, right? You're okay, right? Basically like begging them to say no so that I can confront the person. Mm-hmm. Case in point, I was at a bar once and and I was just like, I had my beer stein and I was just circling it on the table really, really like back and forth like this. Yeah. And my friends started making fun of me and doing it at the same time. Our beer glasses collide and one of the glasses flies off the table onto a floor near another table of people.
Wow.
Okay.
Accident.
A total accident. Nothing to do with nothing. And this guy at this table next to us, just probably some fucking guy from probably, I don't know, some guy, and he to his other 20-something-year-old white girlfriend is like, are you okay? Did anything happen? He's just like checking. We said, oh, we're sorry. And he just immediately is going to her and asking her if this poor girl, she's okay. Yeah. Basically, he's waiting for like her to say no so that he can. It was weird.
Do you think he would have done something?
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
So he's looking.
If she said, the beer bottle got really close to me, and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, then he could have had an excuse to try to fight
exactly.
you guys.
He's like begging for an excuse to be murdered by me and my friend. Just kidding. I probably wouldn't. Not that. But what would you do in that situation if a twee guy came out of a cafe, spilled coffee all over you and your wife and your daughter, and then just walked away, and he had a little novel hanging out of the back of his pants, a little knit cap?
So I think if my wife was there, she would do something, pop off on him before I would.
Yeah.
In all honesty, what would probably happen is I would be like, hey, what the fuck, man? What the fuck's wrong with you? And he would keep on walking, ignoring me. And then I would have nothing else. You know what I mean? Because what are you going to do? Like, chase the guy down?
Okay. Here, you see, a couple weeks pass, and you see him walking down the street.
Oh, here we go.
On a date.
Oh, here we go.
Obviously, it's a date, and you're walking home from work. You have your headphones on, and who do you see? This guy walking in front of you, and you can see him gesturing. He's talking, and he's gesturing, and they're talking really loud in an obnoxious, fucking annoying ass way.
Yeah.
Theatrical way.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I go up to him and I shove him like right in his chest, and I'm like, you know, and he's like, what's the matter, dude? Like acting like it's just totally out of the blue, and I say, you know what the fuck you did, man? You know what you did to my sister?
Yeah.
She's been crying for all week. Like, you're lucky we don't call the cops on you, man. Like, really make it out that he did something really, like, implying that he, like, sexually assaulted or in some other way. like was violent
Yeah.
towards my sister, in a
Yeah,
very
that's-
convincing way. And I can be as like psycho and angry and aggressive as I want towards him because
You could cry and say, she loved you, man.
yeah, exactly.
And you took advantage of her.
And really put him in a situation that's like impossible to defend himself in front of his date or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the same time makes me entirely justified in anything that I say or do to him in that moment to anybody looking on.
You walk away smiling and like confident stride. Your chin is held up in the air as you're walking away.
Yeah. Like I just really, basically I create this fictional situation in which he somehow deeply hurt my sister, and I'm confronting him in the street about it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like a hero to everybody who's watching because I'm standing up for something that's just and true. And I'm also making him look like an absolute creep in front of his community.
It'd be cool if the community, like, collectively, they start picking at him a little bit, start shoving him a little bit.
It's like, get that shit out of here. Take that shit back to Elmhurst, you freak.
Yeah, and he defends himself and he hits, like, a teenage girl in the face, backs him with his elbow. He's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And she's like, he hit me she's like, deliberately hit me in the face. You know what I mean? And then they just tear him apart.
And it starts with one, like an older woman throwing a rock at his head. And he's like, hey, what the fuck? And then somebody
an older
else,
foreign woman she doesn't speak any English.
yeah.
It's kind of like
and then like an older Hispanic guy hits him in the back of the head with his cane. And then everybody just starts stomping him out.
it's the neighbor. They're like, this is our neighborhood.
Exactly. Like we don't like, sexual predators or guys that hit women. And this is like, we're not going to go to the police. This is street justice. We do street justice on him for the scenario that I completely made up. When in fact, the thing that he actually did is still pretty bad.
What he did was an accident. It seems like, and you just didn't even notice that he.
Yeah, or acknowledge
You think
it.
someone would?
He was just. It was. No, you're right. It was an accident. He was just being really self-absorbed, and it was an accident. So it's definitely not as bad as intentionally abusing my sister.
Do you remember when Mike Tyson punched out a fan on an airplane?
Mm-hmm. That was amazing. I'm glad he did that.
Yeah, just like the energy the fan was giving off, something I wish I could have witnessed, because he first started off being a fan of Mike Tyson, but you can tell he was such a spaz that he just kept pestering him and then getting more and more angry at Mike Tyson for some
ignoring
reason.
him.
Yeah, it was a real hyperactive. It had all the signs of like a hyperactive, self-destructive spaz energy that I just think is.
It was like started with trying like positive attention seeking. He's probably like, "Oh man, Mike, I'm such a big fan." He's like, Mike Tyson's like, "Thank you so much, I appreciate that." And he's like, "Oh man, the way you fought George Foreman was incredible." He's like, "Thank you, I appreciate that, but I'm really trying to take a nap here." And he's like, and then as soon as the positive attention got cut off, he starts negative attention seeking.
Yeah, he
started trying to annoy him and
punching the back of the seat and stuff like that.
Total
hey, Mike, can you feel this?
Yeah, total spaz.
Yeah.
You still take a punch, Mike? Huh?
Well, he's like kicking the seat. He's like, I guess I'm just too tall. Or something like that. You know what I mean? There's no real reason. He starts running out of like angles to work against him.
Yeah, so he just keeps poking the bear.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that like when law enforcement came they were just like, yeah, the guy probably deserved it, and they just let Mike Tyson walk.
Yeah. It's just I guess I bring that. I don't know why I bring it up. I just like the story.
It makes me feel good thinking about it. Leave it to Mike Tyson to really, do things like that, right?
He always tells the truth, his personal truth.
That's true.
Oh yeah, and then you gotta look up pictures of the guy, and you can just tell he's just.
Yeah, he just looks like an absolute asshole.
He just looks kind of like a Florida guy. Yeah, and he's like having his friend take video of him pretending to punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And wasn't like the crowd or like everybody on the plane was like cheering when Tyson started beating his ass?
He's got a Peaky Blinders haircut.
Oh my god, yeah. He looks like an Australian DJ.
Yeah.
And he's doing that like fake frown thing.
Yeah, what is selfie. That?
He just looks so annoying.
This is like such old news.
I know.
But I'll never forget it.
No. And this what's really annoying is for the rest of this guy's life, he'll have like a story to tell.
Oh, I guess this is like kind of like the reason I bring it up, I realize, is because of the Machine Gun Kelly. It's like your one opportunity around a famous person, and you just use it for all it's worth. You don't know what to do until you anger the person until they punish you.
Yeah, this is somebody really taking advantage of that opportunity. I feel like he basically just got under his skin, and now he's known eternally as the guy who got his ass kicked on a plane by Mike Tyson.
If you could humiliate yourself in an extreme way in front of a celebrity, who would it be, and what would you do?
I think it would be De Niro, because he's just unflappable. You know, I just don't think there's anything there. I think he's a complete shell of a person, and any kind of humanity he has just comes out in his acting. But once that shuts down, there's just nothing there. So I would try to just debase myself, just so humiliate myself in such a vile, repulsive way that I get some kind of genuine reaction from him.
Yeah, how do you break a guy like that?
I think that you'd have to set it up. It would have to be a setup. It would have to be like...
They can't leave. They gotta be trapped somehow.
Yeah, it's gotta be like... it would be like a play, like a one-act play where somehow, like, over time, more of the story gets revealed. Like, I start out by like, hey, Bobby D, what's going on, man? I'm a really big fan, and hey, you like football? I'm placing a bet on this Sunday night football game. Who you like in it? And we start talking about football, and then as it goes on, it's revealed that I'm like a degenerate gambler, and like I bet like my daughter's like college fund.
Yeah.
And at the end, I'm like crying, like threatening to kill myself, and like puking and like shitting myself, and just but it has the backstory of like what a pathetic guy I am. Yeah. And I think that was what would actually break Bobby D. Like, maybe not that specific story, but it couldn't just be me. I couldn't walk up to him at a mall and start like rubbing shit on myself. You know, it couldn't just be something shock value or gross. It would have to be tied to some kind of like bigger narrative.
Yeah. No, I feel like he would have to somehow reveal to him that you were responsible for like, he was responsible for like ruining your own daughter's life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, you told me
because of you, I got into acting. Like, when I was 45 years old, I decided to leave my wife, my kids. They weren't a part of it, and I took all the money and I left them, and I got into acting so that I could be in the gangster pictures like you, because you're a big gangster, man.
Yeah. Or
and you're also kind of blaming. You're like happy to meet him, but you're also kind of blaming him. You're kind of yelling at him and blaming him a little bit. The tone is a little, you're accusing him a little bit of fucking up your life.
Yeah. I think if I, using like the gambling example, if I was like, hey, who do you like, between the Chargers and the Chiefs? And he'd be like, oh, I think the Chiefs are pretty good. And then the Chargers win, and I blew my daughter's college fund, and then I blame it on him. I'm like, you fucking idiot! You're Sam Ace Rothstein, and you can't pick a fucking winner. I start comparing him to characters that he played.
That's cool.
And I think if I kept going and really sold it, I wouldn't even have to like cut myself or shit myself. I think he would.
You're like a brother-in-law. You're like a son-in-law to him or something. Like, he has a daughter that...
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be like... There's got to be some connection that he can't break out of that drives him insane.
Yeah. But I think I could get like an immediate reaction. Even if I didn't have that family connection, I could have an immediate reaction, because he would get so defensive that I was blaming him for this insane series of life choices that led to me being destitute. Like, man, what are you talking about? I didn't tell you to make that bet.
That'd be cool. I mean, even a little rise on him would be pretty good. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's so seems emotionally so unavailable.
And I'm like, you were. I start saying that he was Paul Newman's character in Color of Money. Shit
You think
like
you're
that.
so good because you're in Color Money?
Yeah. Why? Who do you think you would do?
I don't know. John De Niro's pretty good. Who's got like a really icy, cold demeanor? Maybe like Angelina Jolie, 'cause she seems so frigid and stuff. It'd be hard to like.
Yeah,
Get a
she'd be a
rise
tough
out
one.
of her.
She'd be a tough one to crack. I feel like
See, a lot of them would just be tight-lipped and try to walk away, but like, how do you get them to just completely lose their minds without coming after their kids or anything? I mean, obviously,
You know
you
what
don't
it would
wanna
have
do
to be
that.
like? It would have to be like, those, like,
You have to be like, I feel like you got to be working with them or something. It's
or
really
check
like,
this out. You're in rehab
Yeah.
with them or something like that. So like you're stuck. It's not like you're in jail with them, but you're like stuck in.
oh, actually, I
place
do know
that
who
can't
I would
leave.
do. I think it would be Travis Barker. I feel like he would rehab. It would Travis Barker, and then you find out he had a secret pill addiction or something like that, and then rehab is where you would really get, because you're stuck in there with them.
And they're at like a vulnerable place already.
Yeah,
But like
And-
it seemed like Robert De Niro's not going to be in rehab anytime soon, or like Angelina Jolie probably not. So it'd have to be some kind of like retreat, like some retreat that rich people go on to get
I
more
was also thinking
spiritual
like
or something.
like a charity event where they're really trying to raise money, and you're live and you keep messing it up.
Yeah, it's a charity event or like an awards ceremony, but they're stuck at the same table as you. So they can't like create a scene or like fuck any,
Yeah, I don't know. Something about the celeb stuff is just not as enticing.
I'm picturing like you and Jolie and like 6 other people go to like a high priced like shaman retreat in like New Mexico to eat peyote and do some spiritual shit. But you just have like, it's basically what it would take for her to leave your presence is so cumbersome that she might as well just endure you. Does that make sense?
It's very nuanced.
You just gotta. So I was thinking about this TV show that I saw with Megan McCarthy and Nicole Kidman, where a bunch of people go.
Oh yeah,
and do like
Seven
psychedelics.
Perfect Strangers,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I figured like that would be a good situation where you're pretty much pinned in there with a bunch of other people that are
Yeah,
excruciatingly annoying, and you can't leave. I mean, there's always trapped in an elevator. There's always,
yeah.
but those are kind of contrived.
I guess we should let the listeners know that we've been taking a break because we have been working on some pretty new stuff, some products we have coming down the line that I think a lot of listeners are gonna like. A couple other multimedia content that's going to be in the works, pipeline coming down the pipeline pretty soon, working on a Patreon content, gonna have some merchandise coming up with some slogans about roping and stuff like that coming up, and I think the listeners are really gonna vibe on it. Again, apologies for the wait. Things have been a little rough with my improv troupe that I've been developing. John has been exploring music. I think he's warming up to like maybe producing something. Nathan, what have you been working on? What do you have in the kitchen?
It's funny that you say kitchen because I've been experimenting with a lot of different granola recipes that I think I'm gonna start marketing. We've finally done a new round of focus groups, and we think we have a formula, a combination that's really good. I'm gonna tell you a few of the items. We have oats. We have. I don't want to give away too much because I don't want to give away the secret recipe, but it's basically oats, craisins, walnuts, mint crystals. It's not like glycerin, but it's like, you know that when you can make rock candy, it's Pop Rocks, basically, Pop Rocks. And then a couple other fun things that I think people are really going to enjoy, how it tastes and how it feels. So I got that coming up, and just stay tuned. We're going to let you guys know. You guys, the listeners, are going to have a first shot at it, and we're going to give you guys a great discount because you guys have been loyal to us for so long. We really think it's important to, reward the people that have been with us since day one. So you guys are going to get a little taste of that stuff first. That's really all I've been doing, just grinding it out in the kitchen.
I love that. I think it's so cool that each one of us has its own different take of what to bring to the brand. Each one of us has a different angle that we like to give to it. Nathan's kind of like the food guy. He's kind of like the healer. He's the nutritionist. He fulfills people. And I'm kind of like the motivator. I get people pumped up. I talk to them. I find what gets them driving and I get them going. John is kind of like, he's like the Joker. We've talked about this before. He's the jester. He mixes things up. He's a spark plug. He gets everything going. I mean, getting into this twee shit is like the weirdest thing. He's into cuddle-core music. He's listening to Tiger Trap and a lot of those other bands by people from the Pacific Northwest that wear sweaters and stuff like that from the 90s. He's a jokester, and he's bringing in those elements to make everything that we do here just that much more...
Just a little bit more dynamic.
Sacred.
Yeah.
It's sacred.
Yeah. I'm coming up with a new... Also, this is a little passion project. I'm working on a poison that hunters can put on their arrows. So when they shoot, even if they don't get a kill shot, when they're bow hunting with a compound bow, the animal will die pretty quickly, even if they just graze it or shoot it a non-lethal shot.
And that's all natural stuff found.
Yeah, I don't know, no chemicals. It's a combination of really just stuff that you can find in your backyard.
Turkey tail,
nightshade, arsenic,
nitrates.
Yeah. Things that will kill you quickly and slowly.
Another thing that's coming up is a couple different, we got a book deal and we have more sponsorships we've been working on. You'll notice we didn't do any this time because you're listening to this, it's on Patreon. Next week we're going to have some pretty big guests. I really don't want to get into it too much, but we got some heavy hitters coming down the line, some kind of fringe thinkers. I don't want to give away too much, but they're involved in, let's just say, current booming investments that are trending on Twitter right now.
One of our guests actually came out of retirement to be on the podcast. I'm really excited about that.
Okay, well, I just want to say to all the rope heads out there, all you ropers, all you mother ropers, all the ropeaholics, and all you roperinos, I want to say I love you guys. Keep on listening, and we're going to keep knocking out the hits as well as this other stuff we got coming. Thank you for buying this episode, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.